Great team. My next guest back in action, going to be taking on Preston Parsons, UFC Fight Night, January 13th. It is Bassil Hafez back here on the program. Bassil, how are you?
What's up, James? Good to see you, man. How are you?
Good to see you too. Good to see you get a fight as well. I figured you were going to fight a little bit sooner than this. Were you surprised that it took this long to get you another one?
No, I mean, so I had some injuries. I think I mentioned in a couple interviews. I went into the fight with a fractured wrist, kind of. Well, not kind of. And then I re-injured it in the fight, and then I also needed knee surgery. So I wanted to fight right after. I was trying to get one before 2023 was over, but just with the timing of the surgery and having to heal up, and I don't want to, bullshit my next camp. I want to make sure that I have proper camp, proper, preparation for the next opponent. So the best option was. So it was like, so they're saying December. So I asked if I can get the same opponent for January, an extra month, and that worked out. So
good.
Getting okay. I'm just happy I'm getting a fight.
I was going to say, so when did you find out? When did you put pen to paper on this one?
So it was probably like, actually, I'm not even thinking. I don't know the exact date, but I know that it was like short after. I wasn't even cleared to really. So I was cleared to fight, but I was still doing PT and like getting through the surgery I had and everything. But it was like as soon as I'm like, all right, I know I'll be healthy by this time, and I have then this much time to prepare. So I'm like, I'm good. And it was I accepted it then. So it was like probably like a month and a half ago.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, which is great. Like you're getting the full camp, I guess is the big thing, right? Not like last time where it was just, kind of, spur of the moment. So two-part question for this one. How much did you know about Preston Parsons before taking this fight? And now that you, I'm sure, have looked him up, how do you feel like you match up against him?
I mean, I've known who he was because I've seen him fight before. I mean, I'm a fighter.
Student of the game?
Yeah, I'm a student of the game. I'm a fan of fighting. So to me, like I watch the UFC fights every weekend for the most part. And yeah, I've seen him fight before I was signed. He's someone that I would, my chops would be clamoring to get in there with. So like I'm happy that I get that matchup. That's cool with me. He's tough. His nickname is Pressure. So he comes forward and with a lot of intensity. But to me, like, man, I'm at the point where it's not just about, we're both intense motherfuckers probably. And so like, for me, it's about, can he handle my knockout power? Can he not get submitted? And for me, it's like, I feel like I have so many opportunities and ways to finish the fight in any way where it goes. And so, yeah, he's tough, but man, I don't care. My mentality is I'm going to go in there and I can finish this guy. And so that's how I'm going to treat it. I'm going to try and finish him within the first, second, or third round, hopefully in the first or second.
We were talking off camera. I know you've been getting some work in with Neil Magny over there at Elevation Fight Team. Who else are you getting to work with? Who are you putting in the time with ahead of this fight?
Oh man, I got a bunch of great training partners out here. With I do my Muay Thai at Pound for Pound Muay Thai with Justin Houghton, and he's been amazing striking coach. Like my head coach that helps me with pretty much the whole game planning and everything for every fight. And the room's always great, man. Justin Gaethje, Drew Dober. Training partner of mine, Harris Talunzik, who's in the local scene, LFA right now. There's so many guys in that room. Dante, Shiro, Ryan Charlebois. There's so many good local guys, and then obviously all the UFC guys that it's like too many to name. You mentioned Neil. There's a bunch of great bodies in the Elevation Fight Team. It's such a big team, and it's like a big collective of a few different gyms. So it's like it's just it's a great thing that exists where there's no ego in the room. Everyone just comes in and says, listen, we're all trying to become better. Let's all sharpen our swords so that we make sure we all go out to battle and we perform the best we can, so It's a great team to be a part of. And the names are endless, man. How many guys that I can train with, like Corey Sandhagen. We're not the same weight class, but he's one of the best strikers that I've ever seen.
And a good coach too, by the way. Like I think coaching is in his future after he's done. I just hear from all the fighters just how like great he is to have just even in the room, right?
Oh, dude, he's so smart. It's just like he's just like he's a great team captain for Elevation, and like he's a great person to pick his brain and move around, even just watch him spar and see him what he's doing. But like just so many guys in the room. There's so many like I can't even begin to name how many guys just have experience and knowledge. Like we have Corey, but then there's like other guys that are just not, I'm gonna say just as smart, but like have deep knowledge as well in different ways. So it's like there's so many great minds in the room, and I love that, man. Especially with the level of talent that comes in there on a regular basis, just visiting. So overall, man, yeah, I'm super grateful to be in the situation to be able to pick all these guys' brains and learn from them and help them, so that they help me as well in turn.
How long has it been now that you've been in Colorado? I was trying to remember that too before you hopped on here.
I've been in Denver for 2 years. And
has it been 2 years? Okay, because I remember when you moved. Yeah,
almost. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay. I moved in July of 2021.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. Cause I know it's worked out really well. And I know just again, talking to some of your teammates, like I know they love having you in the room and it's just, it just seems like such a good fit and the timing of it obviously too, with you getting in the UFC. So it seems like everything's kind of working out the way it's supposed to, right?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing. Look, I say all the time, like I really am blessed to be and grateful to be where I'm at right now. Like I could have moved cross country, which I did, and ended up in like a real like crappy situation, and maybe before it wasn't a great situation when I first switched in the gym I made, but now where I ended up at, it's been like the coaches I have, teammates I have, the other coaches in the room that aren't my direct coach, but rubbing off on me and learning from them. It's like I'm just so blessed. And I definitely, when I was in Philly, like I mentioned, I tried to stay in Philly with different things, but when I made the decision to say, okay, I'm not a mountain person and I don't like cold weather, but let me look at all the benefits of coming out here, aside from just the like gyms. Like I came out here and it's been the best decision I ever made. My lifestyle is different. Like everything outside of like one thing that's big in Philly, and like anyone, the Philly fighters will know this, is like you have to be a savage in the gym. You have to be a complete savage and a monster. Yes, our mentality. You have to be that. So like when you leave the gym, you have to tone that down. You can't be that in society. You can't walk around being an asshole and being just aggressive, And so in Philly though, everybody's just like that, like on a regular, like, oh, I'm spitting on myself. Everybody's like that, like the civilians, like just when you leave the gym, you literally get in traffic. The first light you run into, if someone cuts you off and you just put a hand up, like, oh, come on, like you just like on your own motioning in the car, dude, turn around and like point a gun at you, or like get out of the car and like, or like try and jailbreak on you and cause an accident, like, over nothing. So it's like, I don't know. When I moved here, that was a big part of like my stress and like I don't know, like my friends know I was always getting in like altercations or just different things, and like when I moved here, man, it's like I have my training and then I have my peace. I leave training and it's like things are just more relaxed. I get to come home. I chill with my dog. I like have my own life outside of that where it's like just very like simple and laid back and it's all I need. And then when I'm in training, it's one focus, one purpose to get better that day and improve and become, the best fighter I can. So I've made it a very single focus type of lifestyle. And I feel like that's benefited me so much.
Yeah. Who will be in your corner for this fight? I was curious about that.
So for this fight will be Justin Houghton, my wrestling coach, Andrew Sanchez, El Dirte. And then
really, he's training with you guys? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he moved out to Colorado. It's crazy.
Oh no way, because he was at AKA before, if I'm not mistaken. So that's cool.
He's moved out here. He was a TriStar. He's been around a few places.
I know him quite well, and he was at Syndicate before that. Yeah, I've followed his career basically since he got in the UFC. So I didn't know he was out there now. I think that's a great addition for you guys with his wrestling background. That's great.
He's a great person to have in the room. His knowledge, and the thing is too, I've actually known him I've known El Dirte since like way back when I lived in Philly. I grew up in Philly, and so he
was New Jersey, wasn't he, or was he Philly as well? I was trying to remember. I feel like he was.
Actually, we haven't really talked exactly. He did cross train at Martinez BJJ, which is owned by Will and Jesus Martinez. Shout out to them. He trained at their gym for a little bit and cross trained there, and so I would go cross train there as well. And me and him would always spar, and then like we were just cool. We hit it off, and we were always just like cool like that. We didn't like that was like I think like at the very beginning of my career, and then like out of nowhere. My coach, Justin, was like, hey, listen, Andrew Sanchez is thinking about coming out here. Me and him know each other. And so I mentioned, yeah, come out. Like, and then I was like, dude, I know him. Yeah, it's only come out. And then Harris Talunzik, who's a teammate of mine, who's also going to be in my corner. They trained together at TriStar when Harris lived there and he and Andrew lived there. So it's just like, it's a lot of like familiarity between all of us and just great minds in the room, man. So that's the three corners I have going in the fight. And yeah, I mean, it's great to have Andrew here, man. He's just such a great wrestling mind, MMA mind. I mean, he's obviously fought in the UFC and done great things, amazing things at the high level. So like, it's awesome to have these guys in my corner and help motivate me to go out there and perform even better.
How's this fight playing out on January 13th? What's your prediction?
Ooh, my prediction is going to be a TKO. But if I see a submission opportunity, I will definitely take that. But that's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to punch Parsons in his face and see how he takes my punches.
I think we all are. It's gonna be a fun fight, man.
Yeah, people say that sounds like a dickhead or whatever. I don't care. I mean, I'm a big believer. I want to see how someone takes my power, and so I want to punch him in the face as hard as I can and see how he takes it.
UFC Fight Night, January 13th. Excited to see you back, man. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
I really want to thank just my training partners, my gym, Pound for Pound Muay Thai. I want to thank Easton Training Center. I want to thank Elevation Fight Team, High Altitude Martial Arts. My coach is Andrew Sanchez, Justin Houghton, and my training partner Harris Talunzik, and all my training partners